Bruyne's corner. Holland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
And we're live. Welcome back for another deadline stream. Final stream of 2024. As Ronaldo says, last deadline stream of the year. Last game week of the year as well. So thank you all for being here. How are we all today? Good to have you back. Good to have another deadline already. Another game week. Lots of good games on today. Non-stop football still. Before we hit that boring patch in January where it all slows down again. How are we all doing today? Welcome to the stream. Lucho says all the best for 2025. You too. Yeah, it's been, I was just thinking about it just now. It's been probably the best year ever for the channel. Winning the Football Content Awards, passing 200,000 subscribers, getting the Focal tattoo, launching the app. So it's been like, on reflection, a productive year, a good year. So hope you've all enjoyed the content this year. Lots more to come, lots in the works for next year as well. I've not made a transfer yet. I'm going to make it during this stream. I wasn't restricted to price changes or anything. So I'll make my move during this stream. Welcome to the stream, Ven, Kunga, Jenny, Saka is him, Caleb, Callum, Jordan, Winsley, RTS, Adam, Superfly, everyone else. Aqua, Nigel, John, Callum, Crown. All of you for being here. Get your questions in the chat. I'll answer as many as possible. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks, Geographical. Doing well. Nice to be back already. What's the move? I'm looking to go Van Heck to Munoz. So I've got 0.5 mil in the bank. So I'm going to make that move and I'll drop Bowen to the bench. I've got a bit of a benching dilemma this week between Bowen, Strand Larsen and Semenyo. If I make that Munoz move, I'll have to start one of those three. Boofy says, morning Oscar, watching from Tenerife. Good morning Boofy. Where's everyone watching from around the world today? Where are you guys tuned in from? I'm sat here in Hertfordshire, England. The weather looks pretty grim out there. Start Johnson or Enzo? I think I'd start Enzo between those two. I mean, Johnson probably starts. Perth, I love Perth. I've been there before, Mikkel. Watching from Germany, Texas, Melbourne, Bahrain, India, Norway, Scotland, USA, Abu Dhabi, Pakistan, Paris, New Zealand, Zambia. Welcome all of you from around the world to this deadline stream. If you tag me in a photo of your stream setup on Twitter or Blue Sky, I'll retweet it. You'll take a photo of your stream setup, wherever that is, on your laptop, your TV, your phone setup. watching on the fridge screen. Surely no one's ever done that. Watch the FPL stream on a smart fridge. Sure. You're behind me. I'm not looking behind me. I've got a green screen behind me, so even if you were, I couldn't see you there. Zimbabwe, India, Sydney. What's the latest on Flecken? All we've heard is it's going to be, I believe, a late fitness test. I don't think he's officially been ruled out. I don't think we got press conferences for a lot of teams either, though, so I don't know if we'll get something or not. But he's not ruled out. I think Fabianski is the one that's almost certainly out, maybe for a couple of game weeks if it's concussion. Because if you get concussed, you have to miss a certain period of days, don't you? So that'll take him out of this game week and maybe game week 20 as well. Brentford play on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday they play? Yeah, so it is. I mean, that's positive as well, right? It's the last game of the game week for them. So today we've got Leicester v City, Palace v Southampton, Everton v Forest, Fulham Bournemouth, Spurs Wolves, and West Ham v Liverpool. So Palmer captainers are going to have to wait another day after Salah's game later. I mean, where's everyone at with captaincy this week? Palmer, Salah, Haaland, maybe Isak, someone else, Cunha against Tottenham. Still missing loads of players. Dragizin's flagged, he might make the game. Van de Ven Romero still out, Vicario still out. Embov says play 2 out of Enzo, Rodgers, João Pedro and Robinson. It'd be a 4-4-2 of Robinson. So I'd play Rodgers. So it's Enzo, João Pedro or Robinson. And Fulham are home to Bournemouth, is that right? Yeah. Oh, this one's really close, you know. I'd be tempted to start Enzo away at Ipswich. It's difficult to read how that game's going to go. They were quite pragmatic against Arsenal. We struggled to break them down. Will they use 3 at the back again? I think Enzo. I just think it's a great fixture for Chelsea. But that one's honestly like a 3-way coin toss. João Pedro not doing the points recently, but he's on pens. Robinson's got a home fixture, clean sheet potential, could get a return. I think Enzo and Rodgers is what I'd do there. Hall or Dunk? Hall. Watkins punt for João Pedro. You know what, Ashman? I don't hate it if you've got quite a few transfers. Someone just said Antarctica. They might be telling the truth, because I asked the question about 5 minutes ago, so if the Wi-Fi is that bad, maybe they are watching from Antarctica. What was the question? Watkins. Yeah, the thing is, Duran's suspended for 3 games, right? And they've got nice games over those 3. It's Brighton home, then Leicester home, back to back. I don't hate it, but obviously when Duran's back, there is that uncertainty in Watkins again, but I think it's... But yeah, I was thinking about it, and I think it's solid if you've got transfers. I wouldn't do it if you're hanging on to like 1 transfer or something like that, you know. Emil says, Bruno to Gordon, or João Pedro to Solanke, or both for a hit. I prefer Bruno to Gordon, personally. I kind of think João Pedro's, despite the blanks, possibly a hold. But obviously it depends on your setup, if you can bench him for the next couple games. Because I might buy him, Game Week 21, for Strand Larsen. Potential transfer in for me there, when he's got Ipswich away. I'd prioritise Bruno to Gordon. That's the other move I'm looking to make, actually, Gordon, maybe next week. So the possible moves for the next 3 weeks would be Van Heck to Munoz this week, Bowen to Gordon in Game Week 20, because that's when Newcastle have got Spurs away, Wolves home, Bournemouth home, Southampton away. And then maybe 21, Strand Larsen to João Pedro. I wouldn't do both for a hit. CFJW says, Saka and Strand Larsen to Ødegaard and Watkins with 2 free transfers. Yeah, as I was saying, the thing about Watkins is, after a few games, it could be a problem, but I do think he's an awesome differential for the next few. It's a bit risky, that's all. Because say Duran comes back in, you're forced into a transfer there. And you might only have 1 free transfer by then, unless you can roll for the next few weeks in a row. Ødegaard I like. I mean, what are you guys doing with Saka? Did you replace him already, or are you selling him this week? Where did you go, Saka? There's a lot of ways you can go. Like Ødegaard's fine. Even Mbumo's not terrible. Enzo, Ahmad, Rogers, Gordon. There's a lot of ways you can go. Would I prefer Gordon over Ødegaard though, if I was doing it now? I think I would. I actually think I'd rather go Gordon over Ødegaard now. You're free hitting, Dom. Why are you free hitting? Is your team in that bad shape? Are you wildcarding like next week or something? Yeah, this is if anyone's still got their wildcard, there's no reason not to activate it right now, because we'll get our second wildcard after this deadline passes. Morning, Andre. How we doing? Yeah, I like the move CFJW. It's high upside basically. Like Watkins is a nice pick for the next 3. Good morning, handsome. Thanks very much, Ben. But yeah, that's the thing. There's no like other appealing forwards besides Isak right now. Like no one's going to Cunha, are they? So I don't hate it. I don't hate the Watkins plan. You are booking in a potential transfer back out in a few weeks' time. That's the only thing. But it's big upside. You know, and right now the landscape among the forwards is none look great besides Isak. Like Cunha's brilliant. You keep him obviously if you've got him until he gets banned. Maybe you sell him before Forest home, but it is a home fixture. So it could work. Rosa says, roll the transfer and play Lewis or Pedro. Is that Pedro Porro? Or transfer Bruno to anyone 8.4 million and under and bench both Lewis and Pedro. Is that Pedro Porro, Rosa? I'd be tempted to sell Bruno for Gordon if you haven't got him. I really rate Gordon. I really want him next week. I'm hoping no other problems pop up in my team. Such a nice... I mean, pretty much everyone's getting Isak as well, aren't they? So it's like a nice hedge against everyone that's just got the one Newcastle attacker. Spurs away, Wolves home, Bournemouth home, Southampton away, Fulham home. It's a really nice block of 5 from next week. Josh says, great content again this season, mate. Thank you. No worries. Thanks for watching, Josh. Appreciate the support. João Pedro. Okay. So your question, let me go back to it. Roll the transfer or play Lewis and João Pedro, or transfer Bruno to anyone. I'd probably do Bruno to Gordon and then play João Pedro. That's what I would probably do. Sam says, João Pedro to Wood, 1 free transfer, got Bruno in the team. Yeah, I don't mind João Pedro to Wood. But it might, I don't know, it might be better to sell Bruno and just keep João Pedro on your bench. I think people are, maybe expectations are too high for João Pedro when you compare to the other options around that price. Like Strand Larsen has done nothing recently. Wood's a bit more expensive. He's on a bit of a dry patch, isn't he? What's he got? 1 goal in his last 5, 2 in like his last 8. I'd be tempted to just sell Bruno and bench João Pedro for 2 weeks, and then you just bring him back into your 11 when they've got Ipswich. I think that's probably better. Jonathan says, transferring Saka, Sarr or Gordon. I do like the Sarr pick, but I like Gordon even more, basically. I'd say he's my number 1 right now. Maybe Ødegaard just about behind him, maybe equally good. Ødegaard and Gordon would be my 2 Saka and Bruno replacements. Yeah, I really like the Gordon pick. I'm just hoping I come through this game unscathed, because he'll be my transfer in for Bowen almost certainly before they've got Tottenham. Sarr's good though. Anyone going there? Sarr or Eze? They're good as well. Obviously home to Southampton. They did look better, Southampton, last game week under the new manager, Juric. What made you captain Salah? I originally had it on Palmer in the team selection, and I was thinking about it more. And I didn't fully appreciate the players that West Ham have got out. I actually grabbed a screenshot before we went live from FPL Fella. And he's actually a West Ham fan as well. So they've got Souček suspended, Rodriguez suspended, Soler injured, Kilman injured, Fabianski injured. So they've got 5 starters out. So I defaulted back to Salah. I think Palmer's very good as well, though. It's very, very close. Maybe it's not the week for me to get clever. I mean, who are you guys going with? Should we stick a captain poll up? Who's your captain? So we go Salah, Palmer. I guess it has to be Haaland. He's got to be the other one, hasn't he? Or is it Isaac? So if you go other, message in chat. Who's your other? The poll is up. Get your votes in. Sensei says KDB and Maddison for Bruno and Saka. Full send. KDB. I mean, I'm not a fan of the KDB pick. I don't know, his legs maybe are gone. He's not starting every game. He hasn't got it in him to be starting all these games. I know it's an incredible fixture, but doesn't Foden make more sense? He even got bonus point last match, Foden, because he had a pretty solid game. I think he created like 5 or 6 chances. FPL Addict is going with Haaland captain. James says, Captain Salah, never get fancy. Rodgers or Semenyo? Rodgers. Sell Rodgers or Ahmad for Gordon? I definitely wouldn't sell Rodgers. If I was going to sell either of those, it'd be Ahmad. Definitely don't sell Rodgers. He's got 2 home games next. And he started every game this season. I think Rodgers is an awesome pick. Maybe the best of the budget mids. I'd go as far to say that. Would you do Timber to Munoz? You're tripled up on Arsenal defence. Is your other one Gabriel? Yeah, I'd be tempted to do that. I quite like that. That seems like quite a good move. To take you off the triple defence, yeah. Unless your other one's Saliba, in which case sell him. Gabriel would be the #1 defender. Hey Oscar, Colwill or Lewis? I would go Colwill. I mean, surely this is the game where City get a result though, right? They've got to put a few past Leicester, but I don't know, every week they just deceive expectations. Saki says, João Pedro or Rodgers to start, or Munoz if transferring him. I would start Rodgers, I would say. Yeah, go for Rodgers. Gordon or Murphy? I would still say Gordon, even though he's, what, like 2 million more? He'll finish this season on comfortably more points than Murphy, but I know Murphy's in a bit of a purple patch right now. But those minutes will come back to haunt you at some point. Like, he's often coming off like 60, 70 minutes. Those reduced minutes will come back to haunt him as a pick, in my opinion. I'd rather Gordon. Day 202 of calling Focal a smexy geezer. 2.7 million in the bank. You want to go Davis to Munoz instead of Trent and use the funds to upgrade the midfielders or forwards. Thoughts? Depends on the upgrades. Hard to know about context, but it could work. I just think right now, with no Saka, we can afford the luxury of having Trent along with Salah, Palmer and Isaac. So can you not like make the moves you need elsewhere and still buy Trent? Unless you've got Haaland, I suppose. Semenyo or Cunha to start from Max Chubbs? I'd start Cunha, Max. Start Cunha for sure. When he's playing against Spurs, I think they're rock bottom in the entire league over the last 6 for expected goals conceded. Which is why I've actually chucked Strand Larsen in. I mean, he's not done much recently, but I think I have to start Strand Larsen against Spurs, don't I? Hey Oscar, best stadium outside of the UK? I've not been to many. I've been to the Bernabeu and that was incredible. That was to watch El Clasico. And that was the 5-0 to Barcelona. I think Messi, Iniesta and Xavi were all at Barca then. That was an unbelievable game. Who was in charge then? I think it was Benitez, was it? I think it was Rafa. I think he got sacked the next game as well. But I've not seen enough to really comment, but I'd say Bernabeu. I mean, who do you guys think is the best? Where do you think is the best stadium in the world? It's It's going to be quite a biased answer to that, I think. Who should I start, Wood or Semenyo? Yeah, it feels like a coin toss, that, Kevin. I've got Wood starting. I've got both, and I'm starting Wood. The Allianz, Bernabeu, Allianz. Morning, British. How we doing? SoFi, Anfield, Goodison, Principality in Wales, Northampton, Sixfields, Loftus Road, Fratton Park, Camp Nou, the Emirates. The Emirates is stunning. Goodison Park. Croke Park. I don't know. I don't even know that one. Croke Park. Ah. Gaelic Games Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. Named after Archbishop Thomas Croke. It's referred to as Croker by GAA fans and locals. There we go. That's something new. Sixfields is a fortress. White Hart Lane. As always, later in the stream we'll do a giveaway. Season membership for the FPL Focal app or FPL.page. So make sure you stick around for that. We'll give away 5 codes that get you an entire season of membership for free. So Amy Pan says 3 free transfers, 2.4 mil on the bank. Team is Raya Mazraoui, Gabriel Colwell, and Bumo Erdegaard, Salah Semenyo, Palmer-Wood and Isak, and the bench is Strand Larsen, Mikalenko and Greaves. Thoughts on this team rolled last week as suggested. So I would do Mazraoui to Munoz. Is there another move to make here? Bumo Erdegaard, Salah Semenyo. I don't think you need to do more than that. Yeah, I think I'd just do that, Amy. Mazraoui to Munoz. Your team's really nice. It's well balanced. You've got depth. Maybe the only thing to weigh up outside of that move is whether to start Semenyo or Strand Larsen, because I've actually got Strand Larsen starting in my team. But I think that's all you need to do. Your team looks nice. Mikey says bench Timber, Mikalenko or Robinson. I would bench Miko out of those 3. You probably have the worst clean sheet odds of the 3, and the other 2 are more attacking. Miles Strachan says, I'm top 2k, fair play. He says, looking to do Wright and Bumo, João Pedro to Henderson, Sarr and Havertz for free. I'm thinking Havertz is the main source of threat for Arsenal. Yeah, I'm not actually... I said this last week, I'm not keen on the Jesus pick, personally. I just wouldn't be surprised if he's benched in one of the next 2. And it was Havertz who scored as well last game. Riot and Bumo to João Pedro to Henderson, Sarr and Havertz. I'm not a big fan of selling Raya, though. That's the thing. I'm not sure on these moves, Miles. And Bumo to Sarr. It's maybe a slight upgrade. João Pedro to Havertz. I'm not sure about these moves. It's not bad, but is it worth 3 free transfers when you're selling Raya for Henderson and Bumo to Sarr and João Pedro to Havertz? I don't know. For 3 transfers, it doesn't feel like, oh, that's a massive upgrade. But I'm struggling to think of something better. It's not bad. But maybe just have a look at all the options again. Like, you could just do Bumo to Sarr and maybe keep João Pedro. Something like that. Or Gordon could be an option. And just use 1 move. Yeah, just not sure if that's worth spending 3 transfers, because 3 is a lot. That you can do so much with that, and it just feels like maybe a minor improvement. Busted Flush says bench 1 up, Ahmad, Rogers or Wood. Cheers, Oscar. I would bench. So Man United have got who? Man United have got Newcastle. Yeah, bench Ahmad. I would say Ahmad out of those 3. Start Rogers and Wood. Will says start Bowen or Munoz. Leaning towards Munoz. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Will. I'm looking to bring in Munoz for Van Heck, and if I do that, I'll drop Bowen to the bench. I mean, you could get something playing home to Liverpool, but logically, you start Munoz. 4th best for XGI among defenders this season. Apparently, he's top among the last 6, but I've not looked at the data for that. Home to Southampton. Can't bench him for that, can you? Anurag says, should I sell Flecken? Is Henderson the only option? Not putting 1 mil in the bank. Is Flecken available? I'm thinking Colwell to Digne. No, I wouldn't sell Colwell before Ipswich. Don't know on Flecken. He's going to be assessed. That's all we know, I believe. If anyone knows anything otherwise, then let us know. But as far as I'm aware, when I was checking the latest news to do the team news widget on the left of your screen, all I found was that he's going to be assessed. And yeah, if I was selling him, Henderson, 100%. Yeah, I mean, keep an eye out for more news. But if there's no news, I suppose you have to do it. I mean, he's got Arsenal anyway. I think it's a nice move. I'd go Henderson. Jan says start Colwell or Castagna. Probably Colwell. Quite close. Castagna obviously has more goal threat. He's more attacking, but I mean, let's have a look at the clean sheet odds for this week from 11 to 5. Chelsea 32% chance, Fulham 26. I'd probably just lean it towards Colwell. Jan. CWL says Bruno / Evan Nilsson to Havertz and a 7.2 million midfielder for a -4. Is Gordon? How much is Gordon? Is he 7.3 now? Oh, he is. That's annoying. I mean, Evan Nilsson will start against Fulham. I'm pretty sure of that. I'd probably just sell Bruno. Don't take the -4. And then you could do Bruno to Gordon, something like that. Or Odegaard. Take your pick. Crispy Bacon says Bruno Bowen out for Eze Gibbs White. Thoughts? I like the Eze pick. I mean, Palace fans have been frustrated with him because obviously he's not hit his top level this season. But the fixtures are there. Gibbs White. Not sure on Gibbs White. Is there not better picks for around that price than Gibbs White? What? How much is he? Is he like 6 million? 6.5? 6.3? I'm not sure. I think I'd rather go... I mean, I suppose you don't go Eze and Sarr, do you? That's the thing. Not sure on Gibbs White. Not a big fan of the Gibbs White pick. But I'm struggling to think of someone better. I'm well behind on Super Chats. Bear with me, guys. Who else is there for a... I'll have to come back to that one, Chris. I need to have a think about other options. Because I like Sarr, but I wouldn't go double Palace mid. So then do you go... Have you got Rodgers? Maybe Rodgers? Who else? I'd probably rather get Iwobi and Rodgers over Gibbs White. But if you've got a gut feeling on Gibbs White, then by all means. I like the Eze pick though. Sensei says Timber, Van Dijk, Murillo, 8 Nori, 4 back, or start Enzo. No, I wouldn't start 8 Nori. Bench 8 Nori, start Enzo. Sensei. Sean says start 3 out of Cucurella, Gabriel, Konsa, Robinson, and Timber. I'd go Cucurella, Gabriel, and Robinson or Timber. Bench Konsa. Robinson or Timber. I'd probably go double Arsenal defence. Start Timber. Ahmed says my midfielders are Bruno, Rodgers, Semenyo, Salah, and Palmer. Who should I replace Bruno for? GW19 with 1.8 million in the bank, and Isak and João Pedro up top. So you've got Rodgers, you've got Semenyo. Ahmed, I would go Odegaard or Gordon. One of those two. I've already got Odegaard and I'm looking to buy Gordon next week. That's where I'm at with my team right now. One of those two. Gordon might be better than Odegaard. So I'd consider that with Bruno. I mean, if any of you are selling Bruno this week after the red, who are you buying? Let us know in chat. Napstars, thanks for the super chat. He says, FPL Raptor posting Strand Larson is a really decent option this week and on a lot of benches. Yeah, I'm starting him. I mean, I was talking about it earlier, Napstars. Like, they've got Van de Ven, Romero, Vicario out, Dragusin's flagged. Spurs is not a red fixture right now. The FDRs can be deceiving. That's a nice fixture for an attacker. That all said, he's not done anything for a while. 0.15 XGI last game week. Didn't even shoot the game before. Didn't shoot in game week 15. But I think, yeah, I would agree with Ross. You start him. Blue Boy says, 1 free transfer, 2.4 million free. Cunha, Wood, João Pedro and Amaz. No Isak or Gordon. 2.4 million. With 1 free transfer. So João Pedro's, what is he, 5.6? So can you afford him in one go? Just short. Is there no one else you could sell, Blue Boy, in your midfield if you were selling João Pedro, for example? Tricky one, that. You could just do Ahmad to Gordon. What's Ahmad? 5.4? So you can afford that quite easily. But you're going to have to get Isak, so might be a roll, that, Blue Boy. Cunha's great. Wood's decent. João Pedro, at Villa, not great, but he's nice and cheap. And if you can set your team up the right way, you can bench him against Villa and Arsenal. Because I think he's great from 21, Ipswich onwards. Tricky one, this. Do you go Cunha to Isak? That's the question. Would you guys go Cunha to Isak? It's probably worth it. I'd probably do that. I'd probably go Cunha to Isak, reluctantly. Cunha is great. Isak's just even better. And he's playing against Man United. No Ugarte, no Bruno. 2-0. Was it 2-0 loss to Wolves? 3-0 loss to Bournemouth. Yeah. Right, let me try and catch up on chat. Sorry for all the messages I'm missing. Kvaz says, bench 2 out of Colwell, Rogers, Evan Nilsson and João Pedro. I would bench the latter two. Bench Evan Nilsson and bench João Pedro. Kano says, help transfer and starters. 1 free transfer, 4 million in the bank. Flecken, Fabianski, Trent, Gabriel, Timber Robinson, Van den Berg, Salah, Palmer, Diaz, Rogers, Ahmad, João, Cunha and Jackson. So I would do... I think I'd go João Pedro to Isak here. João Pedro to Isak. You've only got 1 free transfer. And then keep an eye out for Flecken use, just in case we get something. I think there's a chance he plays. He's going to be assessed, that's all we've heard. But if we hear like he's out or something, then sell him for whoever you can afford there. I haven't done the maths on that. João Pedro. Can you afford like Alisson? Plus 4 million equals 9.7 minus... How much is Isak? 9.1. So you only got 0.6. And then you could go Flecken to Henderson if he's out. Why has my mate just said ring me? I want to tell him that I'm live. Right, so Rocky says Semenyo to Enzo, Flecken to Alisson, or Semenyo to Sarr. Oh, got it. So Semenyo to Enzo, Flecken to Alisson, or Semenyo to Sarr, Flecken to Pickford. I think I like the first one slightly more. Liverpool will probably get that double in 24 or 25. And obviously both keepers have a double, but I would go Alisson unless you've used your triple captain. If you've used your triple captain, then you're probably going to use the assistant manager in that double, aren't you? I mean, those of you that have got your triple captain and assistant manager, what's your plan in Liverpool's double whenever that comes? Probably you'd use your triple captain, wouldn't you? But if you've used it already, then you'd use the assistant manager, in which case you need the third Liverpool slot. So if you've already got Trent and Salah, for example, or Salah and Diaz, then I wouldn't go Alisson, I'd go Pickford, if that makes sense, the second option. Ollie's going triple captain Salah. I mean, that's what I would do if I still had it, but I'm going to be using the assistant manager, so I'm leaving a third Liverpool slot in my team. Super chat from the Nikertia. Sorry if I said your name wrong, or super sticker. No message there, or message retracted. Kvaz says, I've lost it. Bench Vissa, Rogers, or Mbumo. I'd bench Visser out of those three. Ahmed says Gordon or Odegaard for Gameweek 19. If I had to pick one, I'd say Gordon, because it's a small sample size, but I didn't see quite enough from Odegaard without Saka to be like, yeah, I've made a good pick here with my Saka replacement. He had a couple of good moments. He had a corner he whipped into Rice that he hit on the volley, was blocked, but probably would have been goal bound back of the net if not for the block. There was a moment where he took on a few Ipswich players and got a really good shot off that was forced over by Muric. But I think right now Gordon's probably better. But we've only had a 1-game sample size. We'll have to see what they look like against Brentford. They did struggle to break Ipswich down, but that's not a new thing. Like Arsenal struggled to break teams down before, like against Everton when Saka was around. Bertman says Raya, Ward, Trent Colwell, Castagna, Van Heck, Hall, Salah, Palmer, Bowen, Sarr, Diblin, Cunha, Solanke and Isak. 1 free transfer, 1.3. Exact same total points as me. He says, do I copy your transfer? Van Heck to Munoz and bench Bowen. I think so. I think it makes sense to go Van Heck to Munoz. Like I look at Munoz and the rest of my defence, and he's such a nice long-term pick. He's got great underlying data. Look how good the fixtures are. I mean, all the way till like April there. So this is around when our wildcard anyway, like Gameweek 30. Trent set and forget. Gabriel set and forget. Munoz pretty much set and forget. With the occasional game I'd bench him. So I just looked at the Munoz transfer and I thought I could potentially not have to worry about my defence for, you know, all the way till like April potentially. So I think he's a really nice move this week. It's the perfect entry point home to Southampton. And as we saw on the clean sheet odds, they're just behind Arsenal, 41% chance. So yeah, I think you got it right there. Mr. F says, happy holidays Oscar, bench one of João Pedro or Mbumo. Sold Flecken for Henderson. I'd probably bench Mbumo against Arsenal. Flecken to Henderson's nice. Is Cunha suspended yet? No, nothing announced yet. Start Hall or Jesus? Please answer. Jesus. Got to start the striker. Gordon in for Saka. Yeah, I like that, Mr. Solver. I like the Gordon pick a lot. I'm looking to buy him next week potentially. Man City news. I don't think there was a Man City press conference, but near the deadline there might be some leaks. I'll keep an eye out when we get near the deadline. Captain polls: Salah 77%, Palmer 17%, Haaland 3%, and 2% other. There we go. Drawing Dead says, morning Oscar, why are you benching Semenyo and not Wood? Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, that one's a coin toss as well. Like, I could have some bench pain this week. I don't know, I was thinking about it, and would Everton not be expected to come out a little bit more against a team like Forest? Like, I know that we've seen them frustrate the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, and those are teams you'd expect them to park the bus. But would Dyche and Everton fans not look at that and think we could potentially go at them a bit more here? Maybe a bit more of an open game. Maybe that's not what happens. And he's on pens. But it's difficult really. I'm basically like reading tea leaves at this point, trying to find reasons to do one way or the other. And I've ended up with Wood. You can make the case for starting Semenyo, Bowen, Strand Larsen. I'm looking to go Van Heck to Munoz, so I'm going to have to actually bench Bowen as well. So it'll be Strand Larsen and Wood with Bowen and Semenyo on the bench. Jesus or Wood? I think I prefer Wood in honesty. Jesus he's such a patchy player. Like if he has a bad game, assuming he starts against Brentford, it could just be Havertz back in a team again for a while. Pinners React says Bowen replacement 7.7 million available. I would go Gordon Pinners. He's my favourite. I've got a soft spot for Gordon though, because last season he was so good for me. The last couple of seasons I've started slowly and then seemed to climb the rank by about the halfway mark. And last season it was Gordon that was that player for me. I picked him up for 5.5 million, and he scored or returned in like 10 home games in a row or something crazy. 186 points I think he finished on. And Newcastle seemed to be clicking recently. So I really like Gordon. Not reading that, Jago. Kano says start and bench order. Henderson, Fabianski. So you start Henderson. Trent, Gabriel, Timber, Robinson, Van den Berg. So you start Trent, you start Gabriel. I'll probably start Timber as well. Let me see the rest of your team actually. Salah, Palmer, Diaz, Rogers, Ahmad, Isak and Cunha. So you definitely start Isak and Cunha. Do you go 4-4-2 though? And bench Ahmad? Ahmad versus Robinson. I think I would, you know. I think I'd go 4-4-2. Start Robinson. Bench Van den Berg and Ahmad. Hope that helps, Kano. 4-4-2. Stevie Boy says bench one defender, one midfielder. It won't be Rogers, Colwell, Robinson. Oh, that's brutal. Is your team that stacked, Stevie? It won't be in Rogers. That one feels like a genuine coin toss. Like they both got home fixtures. They're both doing similarly well. If I had to pick one, I'd start Rogers and I'd start Colwell. Rogers and Colwell. Absolute coin toss, that one. You missed a player. Trent, Gabriel, Timber, Robinson, Salah, Palmer, Diaz, Rogers, Isak, Cunha. 4-4-2. So you bench Ahmad. That's 11, isn't it? Obviously, and I said you start Henderson. Oh, Jackson. Sorry, on the next line. It ran over on my screen. I think Luis Diaz starts, so that's the thing. I wouldn't bench him. I think he starts this one. So I feel like you have to take the chance on Jackson starting and bench Robinson. There is a chance Jackson doesn't start, but I think when you've got him and he's got Ipswich, you have to start him, Kano. Now, Cunha's not suspended right now anyway. Nothing's been announced, so maybe it'll be the new year that they announce something. Could be like Gameweek 20. Guesses in the chat. Who's going to be the top scorer of Gameweek 19? No one got it last week. Joelinton, 13 points. Kind of sums up last Gameweek, doesn't it? When Joelinton's the top scorer with 13. But chuck your predictions in the chat for Gameweek 19. Who's it going to be this week? Drawing Dead says Sarr. Hampu says Jesus. Vardio, Watkins. Jago says Salah, obviously. Surely not Salah again. I hope so. He's my captain. Palmer. Madueke, Mateta, Haaland. Imagine if it's Haaland. Wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. Palmer, 20-pointer. That'd be brutal for rank. He's going to be over 100% effective ownership, so... Salah again. Ahmad, Foden, Munoz. Oh, honestly, if it's Munoz, I'll lose it. Solanke, 23 points. What would he even have to do for 23 points? Isn't that... That's 4 goals and an assist, isn't it? Yeah. 5 goals is 25 for a forward, I think. 4 goals and assists for Solanke. Do you think so? I'm not so sure. Enzo. Jackson, 17-pointer. Well, this is it. Like, he's not nailed for the next one. Nkunku came on last match. Similar thing happened before they had Southampton, but Ipswich away, a bit more difficult than Southampton home. Palmer, 21 points. Well, let's see. We'll find out in the new year. I Get Star says, who's the best third attacker for 5.8 million or under? This is the problem. This is the point I was making about João Pedro earlier. It's like, where do you go similarly priced? There is no one. There is no one. João Pedro is the best one, even though he's blanked a lot recently. Adam says start one out of Bowen, Robinson, Hall, or take a hit. No, I don't need to take a hit. Robinson versus Hall. I wouldn't start Hall, so it's Bowen or Robinson. Probably Robinson. Probably start Robinson there. Should I take a -4 Bruno to Diaz? No, I mean, who was here for the last deadline stream? Who remembers what I was saying about Diaz and Jota? I said, we've been here before. Start of the season, Jota was looking good, and then he became a rotation risk. He's a bit injury prone. And then there was Diaz, who was absolutely flying. And then he ended up benched twice. So I said, I'm not going anywhere near those players that are minutes risks. I didn't expect both to be benched. I'll say that. So, not for me. I do think Diaz starts this one after the benching last match, but I'd much rather play a buyer. Play a buyer? I'd much rather buy a player who's good for expected minutes. You know, someone like Gordon. Someone like Erdegaard. Who do you reckon the most transferred in player is this week? Most transferred in. I'm trying to think who it could be. Who did well last week? It won't be Cunha, will it? Isaac? Who else could it be? It wouldn't be an Arsenal defender, would it? You reckon Isaac again? Munoz? You reckon Munoz? Gordon? Let's have a look. Who is it? Oh, it is Isaac again. Whoa, Cunha, 405,000 transfers in. Isaac's first, 591k transfers in. Gordon, 380k. Aina, Sarr, Rogers. Where's Munoz? There he is. He's down there. This is the thing. We live in our own bubble. People that watch FPL content, people that make FPL content. It's quite a small percentage of the overall player base. Like, let's say I get 50, 60,000 views on a video. There's 11 million players. So we're all in our bubble about Munoz. And that can be a good thing, right? Because there could be players that pop up that everyone else is overlooking. I think I need to just fix my chat here. It's frozen. I can't see what you guys are saying. One sec. We'll look at the most sold as well while I fix this. Oh, there's 2,000 watching. Thank you all of you for being here. Hope you've enjoyed the stream so far. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's completely free. I think it's something like 40% of viewers aren't subscribed. Those of you that fit that category, do you prefer to just search the videos manually? Or you just don't tune in regularly? Right, let me fix that. Fix that. There we go. How long have you all been subscribed to the channel? Are you new around here? Or are you long-time subscribers? There we go, I can see chat now. Right, where did I get to? Ralph said, 1 free transfer, Greaves for Munoz or Martinelli for Gordon. I'd go Greaves to Munoz. I think that's better, yeah. Martinelli's nice. British says, hit that sub lurkers. So 3 years, over a year, last season. A long time, 2 years. Since the 2021 season. I think that was the one I hit rank 1, wasn't it? That was a crazy year as well. About 2 years for Jago. We know you are, Jago, because your loyalty badge is about that old as well. Right, let me flick back to my team here. Oh, what are the price changes? Let's look at those quickly. Rogers went up, Palmer went up, Henderson went up, Sarr, Pickford, Salah, and Son. Oh, João Pedro went down. De Bruyne went down. That's about it. It's alright to reply to that. Hey Focal, I'm a little late. That's alright. Better late than never. Welcome to the stream. Don't know if any of you saw it, but I went on the official FPL show for GW19, and someone left a comment like, "What the hell? I didn't know Focal was a real person. I thought he was a monotone AI." Maybe a laugh reading that one. Mickle says, "Hi Focal, would you bench Ahmad or João Pedro?" I'd probably give João Pedro the start. I think they're pretty comparable this week, but he's got the penalties. I'll start João Pedro. I think British is here actually. I saw his comment on that as well, saying big up Focal or something. So thanks for that, British. I genuinely thought you were AI the first video I watched. The problem is I write down everything that I'm going to say in my videos. It's quite different to most people's processes that make videos in the FPL space. Because obviously they'll just improvise and talk to the camera. But I write everything I'm going to say. So every video is technically an article. Like 2,000 word article. Or sometimes 1.5 to 2,000 words. Every video is technically an article, so it means it's really concise. But when you're reading it, then it's hard to sound more natural, right? When you're reading off a script, if you see what I mean. It's the voice, or maybe it's just the voice. Maybe it's a bit of both. Chat GP Focal. Pez says, "Welcome back for another video." Even these live streams are written out beforehand. Right on cue, Virtual. Right on cue. Just how we lined it up. What's next in the script? This is next in the script, what I'm saying now. But what comes after this? The pre-written speech is part of why it sounds robotic, but I don't mind the quick and to the point content. Quick and to the point content, it's perfect. Appreciate that. Bro sounds like AI, but it's somewhat so calming and beautiful. Thanks very much. That's funny. Am I still getting your account if I pass away? If I pass away? Hopefully I don't pass away for a while. I wonder how long I'll be making FPL content for. Like, FPL's not going to die, is it? The Premier League is just... They recognise that it's like genius marketing. Bro's got one vocal cord. Old man Focal. Maybe I'll still be doing it when I'm an old man. Until you win, then retire. What, win FPL, then retire? Yep, no rambling works well. Keep it up. Are you going to make a transfer? Yeah, I'm going to do Van Heck to Munoz. So it'll be like this when I make the move. And then Van Heck will be Munoz, Bowen on the bench. That's just how I've got it by default at the moment. So I'll do that a bit later in the stream. There's no reason not to do it later. FPL Vocal. I'm quite glad that I picked Focal as a name, because I could have gone for anything, and obviously once you pick a name you're stuck with it, but looking back in hindsight I think that was a good choice. The year is 2080. Welcome back for another video. Alright, let's check out the scout selection for Gameweek 19. This is who they've gone with. Let us know in chat, how many players have you got? They've gone Pickford, Gabriel, Munoz, Milenkovic, Salah, Palmer, Luis Diaz, Martinelli, Sarr, Isak and Watkins. How many have you got? So for me it will be Gabriel, Munoz when I buy him, Salah, Palmer, Isak. Just 5 for me. 5. You got 6, you got 4, 5, 3, 5, 3 only. Archie says 3, I'm cooked. Not necessarily. I mean, yeah, so let's talk about the players they've picked. Watkins I like as a short-term pick. Sarr's nice, Martinelli, yeah. He's good for minutes. Luis Diaz should start, yeah. I wouldn't buy Diaz, personally, but I like it. Milenkovic. Probably would have gone for someone else there, but I suppose they've got good clean sheet odds, don't they? Got something in my eye. Bench 1 attacker, 1 defender. Wood, Rogers or Martinelli, and Timber or Robinson. I would start Timber. Wood, Rogers or Martinelli, bench 1. I'd bench Wood out of those 3. Start Rogers and Martinelli. I think this is a nice fixture for the Arsenal attack, right? Brentford have got a lot of players flagged. Even Flecken's now flagged, right? Me, Pinnock, Vandenberg, Henry, Hickey. There's probably more I'm forgetting. Cannot bench Martinelli. And I'd start Timber as well. Bench Strand Larson or Jesus? I'd start Jesus. Do you script in your toilet breaks? Not in my toilet breaks, no. But I do get ideas at really unusual times sometimes. Like, I can be in bed about to fall asleep and I'll think of an idea and I'll email it to myself before I forget it. That happens a lot. Sometimes I'll look at it the next day though and be like, what the hell did I email myself when I was almost asleep last night? Mr. Malley says, what do you think about João Pedro to Solanke? Yeah, I don't dislike that. That's nice. Especially if you need to play João Pedro this week. None of the forwards have been doing much recently, but I think Solanke's a solid pick. It's Wolves as well, right? I think he's a nice pick. Is Salah your captain, or are you still thinking about Palmer? No, I've ended up with Salah captain. I saw a tweet from FPL Fella just before I went live. He's actually captaining Salah as well, and he's a West Ham fan. And it was a nice reminder from him, actually, that West Ham have got quite a few players out. Souček and Rodriguez are suspended. Soler's injured. Kilman's injured. Fabianski's injured. And if we look at Hulls this season, the 2 fixtures that have produced the most double-digit hauls is teams playing Leicester home and Southampton away. But look at that, second most. West Ham away has produced 8 double-digit hauls this season. 8. Wolves home and Brentford home have also produced 8. And of course, Salah's playing West Ham away. Where's Ipswich on here? Ipswich away 6 hauls. And there's been 7 playing Ipswich homes. But yeah, they're both great picks, both great captains. If you chase an upside, Palmer's the one. Said the same last week, and I think Palmer outscored him by 1, so he gained 2 points as captain. Would you buy Henderson for a -4 if you've got Flecken and Fabianski? This one's a difficult one to answer because we don't have complete info on Flecken. We don't know. He's going to be assessed, but I think I probably would. Just because of how good Palace's long-term fixtures are. I probably would, yeah. Wood or João Pedro? Wood. Start Ahmad or Enzo? Enzo. Ideal wildcard draft. The one in the experts video yesterday is pretty much exactly how I'd line up. If you've not seen that, check out the experts video and then fast forward like halfway through. We're going to do a giveaway as well in this stream. We'll do it, let's say, at midday, so 15 minutes for the FPL Focal app and FPL.page. I'll be giving away free season memberships premium. So you get custom themes like that. You get it completely ad-free, like that. You get to add and remove widgets, so you can customize the dashboard like that. Take out what you don't want, add it back in what you do want, and you can customize the layout as well. Drag and drop, like that. That's just on PC. It also works on mobile. So I'll be giving away codes in this stream in about 15 minutes. So make sure you get the FPL Focal app. It's the app itself is free, but premium just gives you some extra features. Ido says, hey, I need your help. Best midfielder to switch Bowen in my team. Gordon, Martinelli, Eze or Sarr. And should I do Munoz and Joe Gomez from -4? No, I wouldn't do the -4. I'd go for Gordon out of those 4, I would say. I like Gordon the most. App's not working on Android. It should be. I used it on Android a day or 2 ago and it was alright. Where do you type the code? So on the top left corner, it says tap here to hide ads. And that takes you to the page where you can become a subscriber. Like you're checking out, but you won't actually check out because there's a part where you enter the code on that page. And then if you enter it, it will say, you know, redeemed. Doesn't work on Android. What happens on Android? Can someone send me a screenshot of that on Twitter? What happens on Android? That's news to me. It was alright when I looked at it a couple of days ago on Android. It's not working on Android. Can you guys send me a DM on Twitter about that? With what happens? It's working on iOS, but drop me a DM with what happens and I can just sort that later. It blanks out. Can you send me a screenshot? And I'll jump on that after the stream. Igor says, happy holidays, Oscar. It works well on my Android 13. Maybe it's isolated to some devices or operating systems. Music's a bit loud, is it? Is the music too loud? Do you want me to turn it down? Lucas says, isn't Son a good Bruno replacement? Got Saar already. He could be, but is he worth, like, what is he, 9.8 million? I mean, Postecoglou's got him playing really wide as well. He's not getting into those areas where he can fire shots off. How can I send you the screenshot? Just DM me on Twitter. I'll pick it up that way. It works on Android. For me, it's okay on Android. It works on my Android. Maybe it's like certain operating systems. It seems like most Android people are okay. How strange. But do send me a screenshot if it's not working for you, and then I can look into that. Yeah, Son, maybe. But is he worth all that money, right? Like, can you get Trent, Gabriel, Isak, Salah, Palmer if you also have Son? Top 1k for the first time ever. Any tips? Well played, first of all, to get to the top 1k. Just keep what you're doing. Don't play defensive. Play like you're chasing. That's all I can say, really. Whatever you're doing, it's working. But don't play defensive and save. Just keep doing what you're doing to get there. Because there'll be people behind you that are willing to take more risks to get a leg up. So just keep playing like you're chasing still. Is the bench boost a good idea? Probably not this week. Just because of the tight turnaround. Could be random rotations. I'd save it for a double game week. Ideal Bruno replacement. Gordon Erdegaard. Not Loshy. Thanks for the super chat as well. There's no message there. Thanks, Choose Gaming. I'll have a look at that after the stream. Yeah, I think I'd rather Gordon or Erdegaard as a Bruno replacement than Son, personally, but I don't hate the Son pick. He's doing alright this season. Gianni's capping Foden. Is he actually? Surely not. Are you a software developer? No, I'm not. I do have a degree in computing, but the website I worked with a developer on, I basically did all the design stuff and the ideas, and he helped actually code it and build it. So my knowledge is quite basic in terms of doing stuff myself on the website. What extension do you use for FPL? I use one called FPL Tools, which gives you the fixtures under the player. And I use an extension called Stylus, which lets me modify the look of the FPL website. Because normally it looks like that, doesn't it? And that just looks a bit crap in comparison. So I use that one to make it look a bit cleaner, and I get a little focal dashboard banner, sorry, different color background. You can do anything with it, but you do need to know CSS. Harry Wright says bench Rodgers or Iwobi and Aina or Robinson. I feel like you start Robinson with the home fixture. Rodgers or Iwobi? That one's brutal. I'd probably start Rodgers, Harry. That feels like a coin toss though. You keeping Bowen this week? Yeah, I'll keep him this week and I'll bench him. I've not made my transfer yet. I'm going to drop him to the bench in a minute. Yeah, I'd say Rodgers, Harry. These are the clean sheet odds for Gameweek 19. Oh, interesting. Aina's actually 31%. Robinson 26%. Okay. I'd probably go with the clean sheet odds, Harry. I mean, it's only 5%, but they do favour Aina. And he is fairly attacking himself. So, start Rodgers and start Aina. James Oliver says, City in the mud again, like the last 12 games. I mean, surely, James, they win against Leicester. Surely. They can't keep going on like this. I think they'll batter Leicester. I think it's going to be like a 3-0. Leighton and Justine, if there's no hide ads option, do I have the premium version of the app then? Yeah, you must do. Tap on the logo top right and then go to my account and it'll say if you've got the subscription. I mean, if you've got no ads, you'll also know that way. Maybe you've already got it. As a Leicester fan, I'm deeply offended. The thing is, would you agree with this or not? They've not really shown much improvement over Van Nistelrooy at all. They're not playing pragmatic. They're still going for it, still playing attacking. And I think if I'm honest, I think it'll take you down. No improvement shown defensively anyway. I think you've conceded more shots than any team under Van Nistelrooy since he took charge. Hitik says, Happy New Year, Focal. Start one out of Robinson, Hall or Lewis. I would start Robinson. Or get Munoz for Lewis. Start João Pedro for or Rodgers. I'd start Rodgers. What are your views on selling Raya or Allison to get Henderson and sales rotation to the end of the season? Nah, I wouldn't do it. Just stick with Raya or Allison, whoever you've got. If you've got both, then yeah, I'd get rid of one. You don't need to have that much money spent in goal. Yeah, start Robinson. I don't know who your other defenders are, but it doesn't sound like you need to go for Munoz this week. So just delay 2 weeks and then buy him in game week 21, is it? When they've got Leicester. Bench 1, Semenyo, Sarr or Bowen. I definitely wouldn't bench Sarr. It's Semenyo or Bowen. I'd probably bench Bowen against Liverpool. Will Cunha start? Yeah, he should do. Nothing's been announced as far as a ban, so all good there if you've got him. He's probably going to keep killing our rank, isn't he? And the ban just won't come for ages, but yeah, still nothing announced there. Why Wood over Semenyo? I feel like Everton won't park the bus as much against Forest. Surely that's a game where they can go for it a bit more. He's on pens as well. It's pretty close. It does feel like a coin toss, but I've gone for Wood. Joanne says, start one out. Semenyo, Robinson and Ahmad. Happy New Year. Semenyo, Robinson and Ahmad. I'd probably give Robinson the start with the home fixture. And back the clean sheet and possible attack in return. Quite close, those three, I'd say. But I'd start Robinson, yeah. David says bench Wood. You think so? I think it's really close. My gut feeling was start Wood. Just start the player who's on penalties. And then she says, Oscar, please give me a fist bump greeting. There you go. Welcome back for another live stream. Mbumo or Enzo? Enzo. Would you start Wood or Iwobi? Iwobi. João Pedro or Rodgers? Rodgers. Semenyo to Sarr. Yeah, I like that. I just did João Pedro to Cunha. Wish me luck. That's a bold transfer when he's got this ban looming. But it is a nice fixture this week. It is a nice fixture this week. What's your team value? It's on the left-hand side in that widget. So 103.9 million. What's your team value? How's everyone looking for team value, including what's in the bank? So including that, 104.3. No, 104.4. Yash did Semenyo to Sarr. Nice. Good move. Where is the award? I don't know actually. It's moved. It's not on my desk now. 103.1. 105.7. What the hell? 106 million. I thought my T value was good. 105. 102.4. 103.6. Nice. 106. What? That's mad. Why Focal? I can't actually remember how I thought of it. All I remember is I was trying to think of something that began with F, because it's like FPL and then another F. FPL Focus was already taken, and then I was trying to think of other F words. Other F words. Yeah, somehow I landed on Focal. And it rolled off the tongue, sounded alright. Daniel says 100.2 million, damn. Team value's not everything. It's not everything. You can have a great season with low team value. Some people play FPL very differently and they wait until the deadlines, right before the deadline, to make moves and ignore price changes. When you do that, you get the most possible amount of information before you make a decision, but you just miss out on team value. That's a sound way to play. It's not everything. FPL flip. Paredes says, I'm cooked with Fabianski and Flecken. Don't own Munoz. Hold Flecken, so I might enjoy Gameweek 20 or drop him for Pickford. Sells for -4 for Munoz or wait. No, I wouldn't take a -4 for Munoz. I'd be tempted to sell him though, yeah. The problem is, all we know, Paredes, is that he's going to be assessed. So he might make it, but even if he does, it's Arsenal. So I would sell him for Henderson, unless you've got the money for Raya or Alisson. If you've got the money for Raya or Alisson, I'd do that. Otherwise, Henderson. Would I get Pickford? I probably would, actually. I'd get Pickford, if you can afford him. Yeah, I'd probably get Pickford. I'd do that. You'll be glad you got him when that double rolls around as well, in like 5 or so game weeks time. Enzo or Strand Larsen? I would say Enzo against Ipswich. Eze or Sarr, Mr. Focal? Eze. Neither have done much, have they, recently? But I'd say Eze. I mean, Sarr's done more recently, but it's not consistently. I get Star says Aina or Munoz. I'd have to bench Ahmad. Munoz. I'd go Munoz. I'd start Munoz over Ahmad, 100%. Pickford over Raya. That's closer. Maybe not. Maybe not over Raya. Pickford over Henderson. Pickford over Raya. Not so sure on that one. Probably still Raya. How does the assistant manager chip work, and how much should be left in the bank to afford something? Can you explain? Basically, you pick a manager from a team, and then you score points based on what the team does. So you get points for like goals scored, clean sheets, and you get extra points if the team that they play is 5 or more places above them in the league table. The chip lasts for 3 weeks. There's a whole article on the Premier League site I recommend reading because it's quite a complicated chip. In a relatively simple game, they've added a really complicated chip, I have to say. Further to that, you need budget in your bank to buy the managers. They cost between 0.5 and 1.5 mil. So like if you wanted to go slot for Liverpool's double, you need to have 1.5 mil in the bank. Start Mikalenko or Colwell? Start Colwell. Right, that's 12 o'clock. So we're going to give away 5 season memberships premium on the FPL Focal app or an FPL page if you use it in your browser. In the top left corner, you'll see tap here to hide ads. And if you go to that page, it will ask you to enter a code. And all you do is enter the code that I'm going to show on screen in a sec, and you'll get all the premium features. If you want to just try it anyway, by the way, the first entire month I've made completely free. The first month's completely free if you want to try it. You can cancel it straight away even, so you don't have to pay anything. And it supports the very, very high running costs. Like, it's costing hundreds of dollars a month. Alright, anyway, let's get the code on screen. First to redeem wins. The code is Happy New Year. Gordon over Martinelli, asks Rahul. Yeah, I would say so. I would rather Gordon over Martinelli. How can I get it? On the FPL Focal app or on FPL page, in the top left corner it will say tap here to hide ads. You do that and it'll take you to a page where you enter a code. Enter the code and it will say, you know, you've got the entire rest of the season unlocked for free. It's like you're checking out, but you don't actually pay anything. You just cancel it straight away if you want, after redeeming it. First 5 get it. Code is Happy New Year. And that'll take you all the way to the end of this season with premium for free. Yeah, you'll have to sign into something to do it, because I don't store any passwords or anything. It uses a Twitter login or Google Mail. Doesn't work because expired. Are they gone already? Let me check. They all went. Damn, that was quick. Let me check here. Coupons. Where is it? Oh yeah, they all went. Wow. Well done if you got it. And if he didn't, then we'll do them again every stream anyway. We'll give them away every stream. Oh, Dima got one. There we go. Samuel says it's a good deal, to be fair. Yeah, by the way, it is only £1.49. That's it. And like I said, if you want to just try it anyway, the first entire month is free. You can even cancel straight away after signing up for a free month. And you don't have to ever pay, but ideally do support it if you like it, to help support the high running costs and development costs. I saw someone else say they got it as well. Benno. Cameron Ross says, love your work, Focal. Sorry for the long question, but play 2, bench 4. So, Mikalenko, Rogers, Cunha, Robinson, Pedro, and Hall. That's João Pedro, right? So you start Rogers, you start Cunha. Oh, that's it. Play 2, bench 4. Yeah, that's what I would do. So you bench Mikalenko, Robinson, João Pedro, and Hall. But that doesn't make sense. You can't bench 4 outfield players. If I was picking a third one, Robinson. Leanne got it. Well done, Leanne. Oscar's probably the only one not mumbling about Cunha. I mean, there's nothing to say, really. No ban's been announced. If you've got him, you keep him. I wouldn't be buying him. That's it in a sentence. That's the tweet. iDuke says, I think you're the most advanced FPL content creator. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, I try to think outside the box of what I'm doing. Like, you know, the special videos playlist. Like, what's the biggest score of all time? What's the most controversial FPL moments ever? The worst score ever? Yeah, I tried to think of some stuff like that outside the box. Obviously, the website and the app. But yeah, probably more to come. Maybe not. I might have peaked. Hope that helps, Cameron. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks everyone for being here. If you are enjoying the stream, drop it a like. Make sure you're subscribing. Does the code automatically hide the ads? Yes, it does. And then obviously you can remove further widgets if you want to. But yeah, once you're subscribed, then you'll no longer see any ads at all. Rahul says bench Wood and start Rogers. Yeah, I think I would do that, Rahul. I'd start Rogers. Home fixtures at Brighton. Wood's away at Everton. Makes sense to me. It's stuck processing, so I don't know if I got it or not. Someone else might have got it then. I mean, it might not have been designed to give them all away at the same time, right? That's probably not how it was intended to be used. So maybe if someone's claimed it, it just gets stuck. Morning, Shawnee. How we doing? Pavles says, would you roll the transfer or sell Bruno and for who? Already have Salah, Palmer, Rogers, Enzo, Jackson and Isak up top. Who's your third forward, Pavli? I'd be tempted to go Bruno to Gordon, personally. Unless you've got a nice third forward or a nice back four to play, I would probably do that. Go for Gordon. Shawnee P taking a risk. Palmer captain over Salah. I think they're really close. I do genuinely think Palmer and Salah are super close this week. So it's like, what's your risk tolerance like? If you're willing to take on the majority of players going Salah, the upside is massive this week. Like, imagine you captain Palmer and Salah just gets an assist or he blanks and Palmer gets, you know, like 1 goal, 1 assist sort of game, 2 goals. The upside is huge there, but it is risky, of course. Slap it for retail says -4 for Bruno to Sarr, Eze, Gordon or Enzo. Rival has Enzo. For a -4, is that who can you play instead if you don't take the hit? I'm not so sure about a -4. I'd do it for free, but for a -4, I'd look to start someone else in your team. If you're down to 10 players, then yeah, take the -4. Shubes, thanks for the super chat as well. No message on that one. Rob Lever says, great humble content focal. Is this full time now? Yeah, it's full time now. Which is honestly like crazy to say. It's still like surreal to me. It still doesn't quite feel real at times that I just do FPL content every day, all season, as a full-time job. That was never the original plan. I just made this channel as a hobby during lockdown, I think it was, around 2020. Just as something to do, because I'd played FPL for, even then, like 7 years or something. And I felt like I could talk about it enough on a stream. Yeah, and then I started doing videos and it just kind of, I don't know, a few years later, here we are, 200,000 subscribers. Rahul says, can you captain given the Spurs weak back line? I mean, these are the projected points this week. I would say no to Cunha captain. It's actually Palmer just ahead on FPL review, which is interesting. Then it's Salah and Haaland tied on 7.2. Son, Erdegaard, Watkins, Solanke. So Cunha's not even here. I don't know if that's because they've factored in the potential ban already. But Cunha's not even there. I wouldn't captain Cunha, personally. Simon says, please Oscar, Gabriel and João Pedro out for Munoz and Mateta. Thoughts? I'm not a big fan of selling Gabriel. I like Munoz, but I'm not a fan of selling Gabriel to fund it. Like, the Arsenal defence is now the best for expected goals conceded this season of all teams. Do you really want to sell an Arsenal defender that has loads of goal threat off set pieces? For me, Gabriel is just a set and forget. Even if the fixtures look a bit mixed, you just keep him. They keep clean sheets against anyone. I hope that helps, Simon. Yeah, I'd maybe just do Munoz selling someone else, or maybe you can do another way to fund Mateta. Faisal says, hey Focal, love from Saudi Arabia. Should I start Bowen and bench Raul? Yeah, well, this is it. Does Raul Jimenez start again, or does Muniz get the start? Any Fulham fans watching? What do you think happens there? Does Raul Jimenez start? Rob says, I remember watching you when you were #1 in the world in FPL. I'm 5k in the world right now. Any tips to get to the top? I'll be totally honest. You need a huge amount of luck. Like, being good at FPL will only take you so far. The rest is just down to luck. You just need everything to like go your way to get that high. It was the luckiest run ever. So just hope luck's on your side. Keep making good decisions. Play like you're chasing. But yeah, Simfis says drink a luck potion. Honestly, you just need so much luck to get that high. When there's 11 million players, someone out there is just going to have everything go perfectly. Not all the time, but, you know, more often than other players. I'd probably bench Raul Jimenez Faisal to answer your question and start Bowen. Marcus says bench 2 out of Rogers, Semenyo, João Pedro, Colwell, Diaz, Timber Robinson, Jackson, Munoz. FFH, is that Hub? Has got Diaz benched? No, I don't think he'll be benched. He was benched last match. I expect him to start. Might even play striker. Can't see him not starting doing well. I'd agree with that. So bench 2. Semenyo and João Pedro, Marcus. Semenyo and João Pedro. Yeah, I expect Diaz to start, personally. Could be a left wing, could be striker even. Garyon says, be fancy and captain Palmer over the great Salah. Yeah, we were talking about that just now. I think he's a sound captain if you've got the risk tolerance. Like, the rank downside is massive. If Palmer disappoints, you know, if Ipswich play pragmatic and frustrate like they did against Arsenal, difficult to break down, and Palmer blanks and Salah goes on to Hull, then the rank downside is huge. But the other side of the coin is obviously it's massive upside if you're willing to take on that risk. But West Ham also have quite a few players out. Souček suspended, Rodriguez suspended, Soler's injured, Kilman's injured, Fabianski's injured. They've got a lot of players out. And as that graphic showed earlier, West Ham away has produced, I think it was 8 double-digit hauls this season. So it's not a bad fixture anyway. So Slap It for Retail said it's Hull, 8 Nori and Rogers, João Pedro on the bench if I take out Bruno. So you just start Rogers, don't take the -4. Have I understood that right? Start Rogers, bench the other 3. João Pedro first on the bench, then Hull, then 8 Nori in that order. I wouldn't take the -4. Not worth a hit. Especially taking a hit to bench Rogers. Mate, you need to swap Bowen and Van Heck. Yeah, I do. So it'll be like that. And that. So yeah, I've not even made my transfer yet, but I'm planning to go Van Heck to Munoz. I'll do it a bit nearer the deadline, just in case there's any last minute news. No reason not to. Tends to be how I always do it. Rahul says bench Howson over Hall. Howson over Hall. So look at the clean sheet odds. Bournemouth 22%, Newcastle 19%. I probably would, yeah. Hall's got the goal threat, right? More goal threat. I mean, in fairness, Howson's been amazing off set pieces, but I like Hall slightly more this week. Yeah, I'd bench Howson. FCH Sean with the 27 months membership. He says, happy holidays, Oscar. Bench Eze or Wood this week. I would bench Wood, Sean. Bench Wood. You cannot bench anyone when they've got Southampton home. I think a lot of people are buying Eze this week, so you definitely start him. Should I sell Jesus? I wouldn't sell him. I think you just keep him now and see how he does. See how he does next game. See how his minutes are. I quite like this fixture for Arsenal. Brentford away. As I was saying earlier, like Brentford are missing a lot of defenders. How many kilograms of Wood do you bench? About 50 kg. What to do with Nicholas Jackson? I'd keep him. You got to keep him when he's got Ipswich. I know he might not start and he's been blanking quite a bit recently, but keep him. Elliot says, do I sell Cunha for Jackson? I'd also keep Cunha. If you got Cunha, keep him until there's news on the ban, or sell him next game week after before they have Forest. Not this week when they're playing against the bare bones Spurs defence. But when Chelsea have got Ipswich, you got to keep Jackson. You got to take the chance that he starts. How do you read into that early substitution last match? Was he brought off to get a rest before this next one, or was Maresca looking to get some minutes in Nkunku's legs? But either way, like, you have to keep him when it's such a good fixture. Not looked at the Players League for a while. Let's have a quick look at how they're all getting on. Jota's 13k. What the hell? 13k Jota. James Maddison's 568k. Trent's 1.3 million. Gordon's 1.7 million. Oh, he went Saka to Salah. Nice transfer. Salah, Captain Salah. I think he stopped playing. I think Salah's given up on his FPL team. He was doing quite well for a while, but I don't think he's made a transfer for a few weeks. Hold up. Didn't Hermanson captain Salah against his own team? Outrageous. Liverpool played Leicester last game, didn't they? Yeah. He might have forgotten his team though. There's a lot of red flags here. Look, he owns himself on his bench and he captains Salah against his own team. Outrageous. Meanwhile, James Justin, did you see his team? Where is he? James Justin obviously played at Liverpool as well, and he started himself and he put Salah last on his bench. So, fair play award goes to Justin for that one. Yeah, you got to be brave to stick Salah last on your bench, especially if you play for Leicester. Giga Chad Justin. Jota is a menace. Did Jota start himself last week? I don't know if he owns himself, does he? No, he doesn't. He's got Gomez, Trent and Salah. It's quite a nice team, isn't it, actually? He's got Rodgers and Robinson on his bench as well. It's a really nice team. Knows what he's doing. Just in time, respect for him. Good teammate that. Team name that, isn't it? Just in time. What's your team names? Chuck your team name in the chat. What are you using right now for your team name? As long as it's PG and legal to type, because I know what some of you are like. How many of you have got a change name as your team name? Hang on. Let me review these. Cold Palmer, Kylian Mbappe, Acuna Mateta, Oscar Boba Fett. What else have we got here? The Diceman, Stranger Mings. Some of these cannot be read out loud. Hawk 2 and Zabe. Drop it like it's slot. Isaac Apple. Don't jot a clue. Oh my god, some of these are so good. Not too shabby. Oda fans. There's a few Oda fans. Charlie XGX. Uptown Dunk. Oh. Salt and Lineker. Having a mad one. Fee Fi Foden. Backstreet Moyes. To be or not, Tony. See you on Zidane's floor. Oh my god, some of these are so funny. Rolling Stones. Big Mac Allister. Death Row. Egg Fried Royce. Chicken Tikka Mo Salah. That's a classic. God, there's a lot of inspiration there. If anyone's looking for a team name, scroll up. Or if you're watching this on a replay afterwards, then there's some great team names right there. Do any of you actually ever watch these streams afterwards? I've always wondered that, if anyone watches streams after they're done and listens afterwards. Or is it more like people watch live and that's it? Once we're done, we're done. Losing patience with Strand Larsen. Is he definitely worth keeping? That's a long team name. I'm just joking. I think you give him one more week, don't you? And then you make a call. And he's cheap enough, like you can bench him. Next week, I might go Bowen to Gordon and bench Strand Larsen. And then the week after, I might go Strand Larsen to João Pedro when they've got Ipswich away. Where did I get to here? Adam said, would you captain Haaland over Salah and Palmer this week? Probably not, Adam. Probably not. Not seen enough from City to want to do it. Like, he could smash it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them like 3-0, but not for me. I'd rather Palmer and Salah. Thomas says, Flecken out from -4 with Valdemarson on the bench. No, not if you've got Valdemarson, Thomas. You're perfectly fine there. Perfectly fine there if you've got Valdemarson. Because either way, you've got a guaranteed keeper. If Flecken doesn't play, then he'll auto-sub off your bench. Yes, often watch the next day. Once upon a time. That's good. Just live. Right. Yannick said, ideal front three on a wildcard. No Haaland, of course. I'd have Isak, obviously. If I was on a wildcard, I think I would take a chance on Watkins for the next couple of games. Brighton home, Leicester home. I've forgotten what the third game is after that. On a wildcard, you can kind of set yourself up to manage that when Duran comes back, in case Duran comes into the 11. Oh, and then it's Everton away. So yeah, I would have... I'd have Watkins. Who would the third be? Would it be Jackson? It'd be Jackson or João Pedro. Maybe João Pedro and bench him. And go 4-4-2 or 3-5-2. Team leaks, Oscar. Let's see if we have anything. They don't seem to get much nowadays as far as City. Nothing at the moment. Nothing ATM. Right. 123 says Vardio out for Gabriel -4. Definitely not for a -4. Vardio's fine to play this week. He's got Leicester. And he's got an eye for goal. I definitely wouldn't be selling Vardio. I probably wouldn't even do that for free this week. I wouldn't even do that for free. Let alone a -4 this week. Here for FPL says, Oscar, play one out of Semenyo, João Pedro and Robinson. Play one. Probably Robinson. Pretty close, that one. Pretty close. Feels like there's a lot of those this week. I'm in the same boat. Once I go Munoz to Van Heck, I've got to pick one of Strand Larsen, Bowen and Semenyo to start. So I don't think I bench any defenders. Maybe Wood as well even. Probably Robinson. And chase the clean sheet and possible attack and return. Semenyo Rogers from that air. I'd go Rogers. Van Heck's ceiling is basically the floor. You know what's so annoying, Virtual? I've had him for ages, and he was there as depth in my team in case of unexpected benchings and that. And they had such great fixtures as well. And I did need him. There were times when I needed him, but like 1 point against Bournemouth, 2 points against Southampton, 1 against Fulham, 1 against Leicester, 1 against Palace. Sorry, 2 against West Ham. And then I didn't need him last week and he gets 9. Sick to death of Van Heck and I can't wait to sell him. So, very soon, here we go, confirmed. Welcome to the team, Munoz. Timothy says, hey mate, I've got 2 free transfers and 2.6 million. Is it worth to replace Greaves for extra cover or roll the transfer again? I forgot what the rest of your team looks like, Tim. I'd probably roll. Unless there's anyone that's like a massive rotation risk or a doubt. RIP to all those that had Barco. I saw that he's coming back from loan, because I think at Sevilla he's not done well. But I think they're going to look to send him straight back out on loan again. So he'll probably lose his red flag for like a week and then he'll be gone again. Didn't I see the top set and forget had Barco? 208th in the world. This is crazy. They're 208th in the world and they've not made a transfer this season. So they've got Pickford, Saliba, Munoz, Mikalenko, Gordon, Salah, Palmer, Erdegaard and Buma, Isak, João Pedro. Look, this column's transfers made. Nothing. No chips. No transfers. You can see... Oh, you can't see it there. Overall rank, 208th in the world. Who got the lowest score last game week? Oh, that's not too bad. 42 points was the lowest score in the top 10k. Oh, they benched Cunha. Ouch. That's not that bad, is it? 42. Right. Yeah, I think I'd rolled him. I can't remember exactly what the rest of your team was, but didn't I say roll the other day? I'd go with what I said on Discord. Gerald says, is Robinson to Robertson a good transfer? No, I wouldn't do that. I think he's a big rotation risk, Robertson. I feel like Tsimikas is going to come in at some point, even if just for one game. And Robinson's got great fixtures as well. Why sell Robinson? They've got Bournemouth home, Ipswich home, West Ham away, Leicester away. No, I wouldn't do that. Keep hold of Robinson, Gerald. Bassett says, which keeper for Flecken and Hull to Munoz? Probably wouldn't do Hull to Munoz. Like, Hull's got great fixtures coming up again soon. Which keeper for Flecken? It depends how much money you got, Bassett. Like, Raya and Allison would be my top two. And then if you're going down cheap, Pickford and then Henderson. So in order, best to worst, Allison, Raya, Pickford, Henderson. But they're all great. Yeah, I wouldn't sell Hull. Would you put in Gordon for Bruno? I probably would, yeah. I really like Gordon. He's likely coming into my team in game week 20. So it'd be Munoz in for Van Heck. And then game week 20. This probably all go out the window when something happens. But then it'd be Gordon in for Bowen. And then possibly João Pedro in for Strand Larsen when they've got Ipswich. And I bench Semenyo and play 4-3-4. Wait, what? 4-4-2. I bench Wood and I bench Semenyo. Yeah, that was it. That's my possible strategy for the next few weeks, but could completely change depending on what happens. Tends to change more often than not. Mikey says bench 2 of 8 Nori, Visser and Matoma. Bench 2. I bench 8 Nori away at Spurs, first of all. Matoma or Visser? So Brighton are away at Villa. Visser have got Arsenal. Probably bench Visser as well, given they're playing Arsenal, and start Matoma. Liam says just start Semenyo, bro. Oh, I think it's really close though, Semenyo or Wood. I think it's maybe a coin toss, so I'm favouring the pen taker. And I was saying earlier, like, Everton have been sitting deep and frustrating really tough teams like Arsenal and obviously City last game to a degree and Chelsea. But would they not be expected to go for it a bit more when it's Forest? No, I'm not going to be playing Van Heck. I'm going to be selling him. I'm selling Van Heck to clear that up for whoever said that just then. I'll do that in like 10 minutes or something. Just in case there's any last minute news. Enzo or João Pedro? Enzo. Team news. There's a widget on the left that basically summarises all the team news, but if there's any leaks, then obviously I'll let you know. But as of now, there's nothing as we near the deadline. Nothing at the moment. I'll keep an eye out though. It's Ali Pally time. Did you watch Luke Littler last night? I had it on. I love the darts. I used to go every year, but it's been a few years actually since I've gone now. But I'd love to get back there again. Right, keep your questions coming. Ahmad or Murphy? I'd start Murphy over Ahmad, yeah. I think Ahmad's still better longer term, but I'd start Murphy this week. Ahmad or Hall? Ahmad. Hall or Timber? Timber. If anyone's got 50-50 decisions with defenders or keepers, these are the clean sheet odds from 11 to 5 this week. Semenyo or Sarr? Sarr. Murphy or Maddison? Murphy. João Pedro or Ahmad? João Pedro. João Pedro or Chris Wood? Probably Wood. Pat says start João Pedro, Semenyo, Lewis. Hang on, what did that say? Start João Pedro, Semenyo, Lewis. Play one. Robinson and Lewis. Robinson over Lewis. And Semenyo over João Pedro. And play Robinson. Yeah, for those that got Flecken, all we know is that he's going to be assessed, so hard to say if he'll play the next one or not. Look like a groin injury, might not be risked, so I would sell him, given it's Arsenal anyway, if I had him. I'd be tempted for a -4 even, if you can get to like Alisson, Raya, maybe Pickford, because he's got the double coming later. Maybe even Henderson, but outside of that, I wouldn't. Elston Wick says, hit the like, peeps. Hit the like, guys, if you're enjoying the stream. João Pedro or Hull? João Pedro. Aina or Dina? Aina. Kaz Edwards says, bench 2 out of Colwell, Gordon, Enzo, Hall, Robinson, and Wood. Bench 2. I'd bench Hall. And I think I'd bench Robinson. And just chase the upside of Wood with a striker. So Hall and Robinson. No City leaks. I'll keep an eye out. Maybe there'll be something near the deadline because they've got the early kickoff, but nothing at the moment. So we've got, yeah, it's Leicester v City at 2:30, and then there's 4 games at 3 o'clock, and then it's Liverpool this evening. So an outside chance of Liverpool news near the deadline, but nothing at the moment. Ahmad or Rogers? Rogers. Start 1. Mikalenko, Hall, Anderson. I'd probably go Anderson, you know, just about. Ahmad or Enzo? Enzo. Timber or Munoz? Munoz, I would say. Howson or Semenyo? Semenyo. Start Semenyo or Johnson? I'd probably give Johnson a start and hope he plays. Johnson's great when he plays. Semenyo or Bowen? Bowen. Kulu or Rogers? Ooh, probably Rogers. Conser or João Pedro? I'd start João Pedro. Start the striker. More upside. Timothy says, Captain Salah to hold rank or go for Palmer and gamble. Rank is 105k. I don't think you necessarily need to take risks this week, especially when you're 105k. There's a long way to go. We've still got the chips to come. But I don't hate it. I think they're genuinely very close this week. But we were saying earlier, like, we've got Solid. I'll just pull it up again, the screenshot. Souček suspended, Rodriguez suspended, Soler injured, Kilman injured, Fabianski injured. And then further to that, this season West Ham away has produced 8 double-digit hauls, which is second most. So I'm going with Salah. I did have it on Palmer for a little while, and I think it's so close. Just depends on what kind of FPL manager you are. Some people like to just ride the template and chip away, making small gains. Some people like to say, you're going that way, I'm going that way. And then if this comes off, then I'll be well ahead of you. If it doesn't, then so be it. Maybe the next one will take me back above you in the rankings. It really depends on what kind of FPL manager you are. There's different play styles. I'm a bit of both. I do a bit of both myself. But this week I've landed on Salah. Pat says, if Lewis starts, why is nobody playing him for the upside? It's not bad to play him. Yeah, I agree with that. Good clean sheet odds this week. But what if there's no news? Walker could be back. And the City defence is just terrible right now. Can we see the expected points projections? Yeah, here they are. From FPL Review. Yeah, I think Lewis is okay to start. I'd agree. Matt D says, play 2 out of Robinson, Hall, Mikalenko and Mazraoui. I would play Robinson and I would play Hall and bench Mikalenko and Mazraoui. Bit behind on chat now, bear with me. Stain says, João Pedro for Jackson or Mateta or someone else with 10 million in the bank. So you've got Isak already, I'm guessing. Jackson or Mateta? Yeah, Mateta, last season, can you remember how good he was when Glasner came in? He was unbelievable, but we've not seen anything like that this season. He scored just 4 times. When will the wildcard be available? After this deadline updates, we'll get our second wildcard. I like Mateta, I like Jackson. Who do I like more though? I'd probably take a chance on Mateta. Like, he's home to Southampton. Why not go for it? If it doesn't come off, like, so be it. You just get rid of him again later on. And maybe by then we'll actually have a better picture who the best forwards are. Because right now, no one's really sure. No one's buying Cunha, really, when he's about to be banned. Everyone's gravitating towards Isak. So it's like, what are the options? Why not just go for it? Mateta's home to Southampton. Tim with the 50 gifted memberships. I forgot I added the confetti as well. Let me see if this works. Oh my god. Tim. That is crazy. If whoever got one from Tim just now, make sure you thank him. He's just dropped a 50 bomb in the chat. That is crazy. My confetti button's not working. Oh, there we go. Tim, thank you so much. You are an absolute legend. Thank you so much. They're still going in the chat. It's still giving them out. That is wild. Welcome to all the new members. That is insane. If you got one of those, or if you're a member already, then spam some of the focal emojis in the chat. Send Tim some love. What a guy. He didn't have to do that, Tim. Thank you very much. That is mental. Is that glitched, or did he just do it again? Did he do it again? Or is my stream glitching out? I'm going to forget to make my transfers. Tim! Oh my god. Tim, thank you so much. I can't believe that. Welcome to all the new members. All 100 of you. If you just became a member, then you get the focal emojis. You get the members channel Discord. If you log into your YouTube account, get a little badge by your name. Tim, thanks so much. It's so funny when the confetti takes a minute to come out, and I'm just sitting there waiting for it. Where is it? Didn't happen. Surely that deserves a giveaway. Yeah, do you want me to give away some season memberships for the app again? Do you guys want me to do that? In Tim's honour. I can give away like another 5. Let's do that. Real quick. Let me just find the graphic. Here we go. I'll get to the other super chats as well in a second. I'm really sorry I'm a bit behind now. I will get through all the messages. Tim, it's still going in the chat. It's still giving out the net. It's still giving the memberships out. I'm going to really quickly create some free season premium memberships as well for the site. And we'll give those out. We'll do another giveaway. Because that is honestly insane what Tim has just done. Alright, I've just created the codes. I've done the graphics, and now I just need to create the coupon over here so you can redeem it. Yeah, we're giving away free season memberships for... There it is. For FPL.page or the FPL Focal app. I'm just going to create the coupon real quick, and then all you do, top left on the app or the website, it says tap here to hide ads, and the code I'll put on screen will give you the entire rest of the season for free. Premium. Or if you're interested in checking out anyway, it's only £1.49, and the first entire month is free anyway, and you can cancel straight away, so you don't actually ever pay. Right, we're going to give away 5 right now. Here we go. The code is... Thank you, Tim. The first 5 to redeem that get entire season membership free on the FPL Focal app. Or FPL.page, same thing. Did he do another 50? Oh my god. Tim! Stop it. Tim, thank you so much. Let us know. Oh my god. It's still going to be going giving up memberships. Welcome to all the new members. Did you guys get the codes? Let me check if they got redeemed. Did they go? How many are gone so far? 4 out of 5 are gone. There's one left. There's one left. The code is thank you, Tim. And if you enter that on FPL.page or the FPL Focal app, it'll give you the entire rest of the season premium completely free. When you get, they're gone. That's it. All 5 are gone. Right, back to FPL. Tim, I don't know what to say. I'm going to message you after this stream. Did he just... Tim! Oh my god. Tim! What is going on? Oh yeah, I just did the emoji, didn't I? Neil Warnock. Oh my god. I need to make my... I'm going to forget to make my transfer. Let me do my transfer, or I'm never going to... Munoz. Oh my god, let me just double check there's no last minute leaks and news. Right. Van Heck to Munoz. Okay, make transfer. Alright, that's done. I had to get that out of the way. Okay, hang on. I will still get through the messages. Where did I get to? Tim, thank you so much. Right, where did I get to? It was FPL1 who said Munoz for Greaves and bench Bruno or Bruno to Erdegaard. That's a good question. I can't believe that from Tim. I still can't think about that. I'm so distracted now. It's still like dishing them out. Oh, Tim, you're killing me. Right, Munoz for Greaves, bench Bruno to Odegaard. I'd probably do Munoz in for Greaves for the depth. I'd probably do that. I think that's nice because Munoz is such a long-term pick. You don't have to you don't have to touch your defense for a while. That's the appeal with Munoz. Like now I've got Munoz. I don't need to really do anything with my defense, potentially till the second wildcard. Trent, Gabriel, set and forget. Munoz basically set and forget. Where did I get to? I've proper lost where I got to now. I will get through the messages. Was it Matt? No, it did that. Oh my god, I'm really behind. Oh, I've lost where I got to. Let me find it. Sorry. Where did it go? So I did that. I did Stain. AM. Was that? AM says, Raya or Allison, Rodgers or Sarr, Happy New Year. I would go Allison because he's got that potential double coming. Rodgers or Sarr? That's a good question. I actually still prefer Rodgers slightly right now for this week and beyond, because then they've got Leicester home after that as well. I just want to see more consistency from Sarr. He's been a bit inconsistent. Ellis Snell says bench 1 out of Semenyo, Larson, Wood and Ahmad. Semenyo, Larson, Wood, Ahmad, bench 1. Probably bench Ahmad away at Newcastle. That's what I would do. Start Semenyo, Larson and Wood. Dr. Yazan says, hey bro, start 1, Mikalenko, Hall or Anderson. I think I'd start Anderson for the clean sheet odds. Does Hall keep a clean sheet away at Man United? Maybe not. Does Mikalenko keep one against Forest? Does Anderson start though? Thinking about it now, I think I'd start Hall. Just chase the upside. He's got the most goal for it. FPL 1 says Munoz for... Oh, I did that one. So I did miss a few before that. I'm nearly caught up now, I think. Nemanja says Wood or Gakpo. Keep it up, you're awesome, thanks. Wood or Gakpo. Does Gakpo start again? I do think Diaz starts, but then Diaz could play up top or Gakpo could. I'd probably play Gakpo. Because if he starts, he's got the upside. Matthew says bench João Pedro, Rodgers, Wood or Mbeumo. I'd probably bench Mbeumo against Arsenal, to be honest with you. Bench Mbeumo. I still need to tweak my team as well. Bench Mbeumo. Jared, hey Focal, hope you're well. Who would you bench out of Trent, Gabriel, Timber, Hall and Greaves? Tempted to only play one Arsenal defender and spread my risk. No, I would bench Hall and Greaves. I would go double defence. Nothing wrong with that. I'm on double defence myself. Linus J says, I'm captaining Tim this week. Captain Tim, lock it in. What a guy. I'm going to message him after the stream because what he's done is genuinely insane. Mo says, Lewis and Enzo to Munoz and Sarr from -4. Nah, not from -4. Can you not? No, just do Lewis to Munoz. Don't sell Enzo. Dan Cross, thanks for becoming an FPL Focal member. It's good to see you in chat, Dan. Hope to see you at the next FPL meetup. Thanks for your support, mate. ADS says Enzo or Evan Nilsson. Enzo. Pratik, thanks for 22 months. Take out Lewis or Mazraoui to bring in Munoz. Take out Lewis or Mazraoui to bring in Munoz. I'd say Lewis. Unless you need to start Munoz for the next 2. Because Mazraoui's not really playable in game week 20. Lewis is, I believe. Masmum, thanks for the 1 month. Said, hi Oscar. Has he just done it again? Tim! Oh my god. I'm dying here. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I can't even like get to the messages in the chat as well. Let me catch up. Tim. Fucking hell. He said, Mazum says, hi Oscar, who would you start, Rogers or Mbumo? I'd start Rogers. Max said, start 2 out of João Pedro, Enzo and Bowen. Also Aina or Colwell. I would go for Aina over Colwell, just about. Start 2 out of João Pedro, Enzo, Bowen. I'll start João Pedro and Enzo. I'm so distracted now after what just happened. Welcome to all the new members. Tim said, oh, there he is. Tim says, like and subscribe, everyone. Following the best FPL content creator. Plus, he looks like Palmer. Let's go. Thank you so much, Tim. Raf says, hello, Mr. Focal. Who should I bench out of Hall, Ahmad, Rogers, or Semenyo? Love the content and Happy New Year. So if you're benching just one, I'd probably bench... Ahmad at playing against Newcastle. Nah, would I? He's playing home though. I'd bench Hull playing away at Man United. Man United surely score 1, don't they? Bench Hull, start the other 3. Johnny says start Colwell or João Pedro. I'd start Colwell, you know. Massey says bench 1. Bench 1 out of Enzo, Milenkovic or Hull. I'd probably bench Hall out of those. There it is. Tim, thanks for the 50. I need to screenshot my team. Let me really quickly do this. I have to post my team. I like to try and share it before every deadline. I'll be 30 seconds. So, GW19. I did Van Heck to Munoz. Good luck all and Happy New Year. Boom. There we go. Salah captain, Palmer vice. Post that. Let's get back to the chat. Connor said, you can buy a midfielder under 10 million. Who are you buying? Yes, Tim, said Connor. 10 million and under. Gordon or Erdegaard. One of those two. Gordon or Erdegaard. Maybe Gordon first. Gerald said... Solanke to Cunha, Wood or Mateta. I probably wouldn't sell Solanke for any of those 3. If I had to pick one, Mateta, Gerald. But I probably wouldn't sell him when he's got Wolves home. I don't like that. Oh, Ben Graham, thanks for becoming a member as well. Thanks very much, Ben Graham and Dan Cross earlier. Thank you both for becoming members. And lastly, Joe Antro says, thanks for the 18 months, Joe. Year and a half. He says, hi, mate. Thoughts on Bowen to Eze? Tim Masterclass. Yeah, I like Eze as a pick. I actually like him slightly more than Sarr as well, because he's got the corners, the set pieces, maybe penalties, but might be Mateta. I prefer Bowen to Gordon over Eze, but I like Eze. I like Sarr as well. They're good picks, but I like Gordon the most. Lineup leaks, let me check. Got 5 minutes till the deadline. Nothing, no leaks. I think the problem is the Man City leaks have been paywalled on Patreon now. So unless there's a leaker of leaks, there's nothing that we're going to get there. But I'll keep an eye out in the last few minutes. What a crazy stream to end the year. 5 minutes to go. Keep your questions coming. Start Colwell or Lewis? Colwell. Anthony Robinson or Colwell? Colwell. Bench 1 out of Enzo, Wood and Rogers. I would bench Wood. Unreal stream, says Tusha. Honestly, crazy stream. Probably the craziest of the year, and it's the last one of the year as well, so finishing on a high. Stain Seno says bench Semenyo, Kirkez or Robinson. Currently on Kirkez. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think you've got that right there, Stain. Even Raptor got membership. What? He got gifted one. How does that happen? Has he got this stream open in his background? Even Ross watches the Focal streams, really. He's picked the best stream, the best FPL stream. Mr. Matt says, hey, bench 2, Visser, Bowen, Ahmad and Robinson. I'd bench Visser and Bowen versus Ahmad. Bowen versus Ahmad. I'd probably bench Ahmad. No, would I? No, I'd bench Bowen. Visser and Bowen on the bench. Start Ahmad and Robinson. It's quite close, that one. Man City team leaks. Don't think we've had anything. Nothing at the moment. I'll keep refreshing it. There's 4 minutes till the deadline. Sarr or Kluivert? Kluivert's suspended, so Sarr, Ben. Yeah, is he not? I think Kluivert's suspended for this game week. Or was that last game week? No, he is. He's red flagged. Kluivert's suspended. Oblivious says, start 2 of Jackson, João Pedro or Colwill. Happy New Year. Jackson, João Pedro and Colwill. 2 to start. You can't bench Jackson when he's got Ipswich. So João Pedro or Colwill. I'd probably start Colwill. I think Ipswich are worst for expected goals in home games this season. And overall, they're like second worst. It's really close, that one, though, because João Pedro is a striker. He's on pens. Oh, I just kicked my bin over. All right, 2 minutes till deadline. I think I would, gun to my head, I'd start João Pedro over Colwill. Just because there's the more potential upside there. I still think João Pedro is okay to hold. Because it's not like other forwards are doing better. Hopefully he can't hear Teddy's toy in the background. He's just been dropped off. He's over there. Teddy's there. I can go grab him afterwards. 2 minutes till deadline. Yeah, Tony, FPL Tony's posted his Patreon, so maybe there's City news there, but I don't know what it is. Start Evan Nilsson or Ahmad? Evan Nilsson. João Pedro or Ahmad? João Pedro. You want Teddy? Teddy, come here. Teddy. He doesn't like the green screen, though. He freaks out when he sees the green screen. Teddy, come here. Don't know if he'll come. 1 minute till the deadline. Let me refresh and make sure my team is saved. Yeah. So I have gone Van Heck to Munoz. That's my transfer this week. Using my 1 free transfer and then Teddy the GOAT. Alright, I'll go get him. Teddy. There he is. I don't know if he'll stick around, but here he is. Teddy's had a nightmare, though. He captained Kluivert, and he's got Bruno Weiss. It's Teddy's world, and we're just living in it. FPL Ted. Is that a horse? Alright, should we do predictions? Because that's the deadline. That is it, we made it. Man City versus Leicester. I'll take slow mode off as well, so get your guesses in the chat. What an insane stream. If you aren't sticking around for predictions, make sure you drop a like before you go. Send Tim your love. Hit subscribe. Slow mode is off though, so get your predictions in the chat. Leicester versus City. Two 2-0 City. Just 2. 2-0? Alright. Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Well, there's a lot of people that have bought Munoz, Mateta, Sarr, Eze, Henderson. 2-0 Palace. 1-0. 3-0. Okay. Everton versus Forest. And we'll go back to the opening song. 0-0. You reckon? Board draw. Tim with the 20 gifted. Oh my god. I'm going to scare Teddy. Sorry, Ted. Tim, thank you so much. You are absolutely crazy. Thank you so much. I can't really put into words how grateful I am, but thank you so much, Tim, for your support in this stream. You're a legend. Fulham v Bournemouth. Fulham v Bournemouth. He's back. Welcome to all the new members. Welcome, all of you.
De Bruyne's come around.
2-1 to Fulham. Okay. Spurs v Wolves. Spurs versus Wolves. What are we saying for this? Two all. Okay. West Ham v Liverpool. (3-1) to Liverpool. You reckon West Ham score one? 3-0, 4-0, 4-0, 3-1. Okay. Aston Villa versus Brighton. Aston Villa versus Brighton. What are we saying? One all. Okay. Ipswich Town versus Chelsea. Ipswich Town versus Chelsea. 3-0. Man United versus Newcastle. Man United v Newcastle. What are we saying for that one? Does it go from bad to worse for United, or they turn it around here? Another Isak call. Gordon. Hall assist. Hall. Tim. 20 gifted again. Oh my god. Tim, thank you so much. I can't believe it. I'm lost for words by your generosity. See, that's why you stick around after the streams as well. Those that have disappeared, have missed out. Welcome to the all the new members. The 40 new members just now. 2-1 to Newcastle. Okay, last one. Brentford versus Arsenal. Brentford v Arsenal. Last one, Brentford v Arsenal. What are we saying? 3-1 to Arsenal. I know, Tim, what a guy. What a legend. 3-1 to Arsenal. It might be Tim Cook. 3-1? 2-0 Arsenal? Alright, we'll lock that in. That concludes the final stream of the year. Thank you all for your support this year. I hope you had a great year, and I hope 2025 brings lots of green arrows and just an all-round great year. 2024 has been probably the best year ever on the channel. 200,000 subscribers, the Focal tattoo, winning the Football Content Awards, the launch in the app. Thank you all for your support, that's all I can say, and of course, especially Tim for his insane generosity in this stream. That's it from me. Good luck everyone this game week. I hope you all finish the year on a huge green arrow. That's it from me. Focal out.